180 years ago today, a group of settlers known as the Donner Party experienced their first delay, and honestly, they should have taken it as a sign. In April of 1846, a group of about 80 pioneers departed Springfield, Illinois in hopes of settling in California. Everything went pretty smooth, with Mrs. Donner saying that the most difficult part so far was just getting started. They took the Overland Trail until they hit what is now Wyoming, and that's when they made an interesting decision. Yeah, they took a shortcut. Instead of the normal path, they decided to take a different, supposedly more direct route under the advice of a man named Lansford Hastings. This may have been a hasty decision. The Hastings route was less of a path and more of a concept, causing the party to have to stop and wait for further instruction. This was their first delay, and honestly, probably should have been a sign to pack it up and go home. They did not. Instead, they awaited a message from Hastings who told them to take a different path altogether, costing them an extra 18 days. But the group proved the haters wrong, and eventually made it to the Great Salt Lake Valley. This is when things hit the fan. While crossing the Great Salt Lake Desert, they lost a good portion of their cattle, who ditched their party to go find water. Unfortunately for the pioneers, they would lose even more cattle after being attacked by Native Americans. However, even though the Donner Party was pretty divided at this point, they pressed on, into the mountains. In October, a snowstorm smacked into the party, leaving them stranded in the Sierra Nevadas. That's not what you want. Already short on food, archaeological evidence suggests that the group did try to make their own bullets to hunt game. However, they mostly dined on rodents. Oral traditions of the local Native American group suggest that they did try to help, I imagine to stop any potential Wendigo outbreaks. But after being shot at, they decided to let the pioneers kick rocks. This is about the same time that the party decided to start nibbling on their dead. Some of the stories surrounding the cannibalism were a bit embellished. For example, a most likely rude German immigrant by the name of Kaisberg caught a ton of heat. Probably because he was an immigrant, he was portrayed as a nearly demonic figure. Kaisberg was written about as an affront to the ideals of a civilized white middle-class man, devolving into a savage. As the pioneers pushed west, a destiny laid out before them by God, Kaisberg's consumption of the dead was viewed as an act of unholy communion. Basically, Americans viewed his actions as directly spitting in the face of manifest destiny. This perception of Kaisberg only grew, as he was the last one saved by rescuers, staying in the makeshift camp by himself for nearly a month. That being said, I wasn't there. Maybe he was a psychotic man-eater. Overall, the Donner Party did eventually make it to California, although nearly half of them died along the way. Their story becoming an important legend in the history of America's western expansion. And that's your history today.